Hey guys, Ventrilo Kid here, and today I'm going to tell you a story. So yesterday I was going through all my old stuff, and I came across this old story that I wrote back in 2008. So I was probably 10 years old at the time. So the assignment was we had to write a short Halloween story. I loosely remember this. I do remember writing it, and I wrote it on some writing software that I'd never used before, so I don't know, somehow I kept losing the story and having to restart. Hence why it's only this long. You don't even need me to read this, because I can just hold it up, but that's kind of boring. So anyway, it's called Haunted Halloween House. So we got this guy at the top, little angry Homer Simpson apparently. We got kid dressed as a skeleton, kid dressed as a fairy princess, ghost costume kid, and a kid dressed like a vampire. And up top we got an actual fairy princess, an actual ghost, actual skeletons, and, a vampire? But he kind of looks like Yoda.
Suck your blood I will.
Yeah, I should not do Yoda impressions. Anyway, our story begins. One night on Halloween, there were 4 kids named Jack, Bob, James, and a cool kid named Rick. So I'm going to actually play the part of Jack. Bob will be played by my friend Ben. James will be played by my friend Jake. And my friend Tristan will be playing Rick, the cool kid. For Halloween, Jack was dressed as a vampire, Bob was dressed as a ghost, James was dressed as a skeleton, and Rick was dressed as a fairy princess. Now hang on a sec. Why did I say he was the cool kid if I made him dress like a fairy princess? And what is the cool kid? I mean, I just put sunglasses on this guy, but whatever.
Hey, let's go to that house,
said Bob. But no one lives there, said Rick. Let's go to another house.
What's the matter, chicken?
Said Bob. Yeah, I didn't put a comma there, so it actually just says, what's the matter, chicken? It doesn't have a comma, so it's kind of just weird. So they went to the door and knocked, and nobody answered. Well, I guess no one is home, said Rick. Suddenly, the door swung open, and they stepped inside.
Hello?
Said Bob. Suddenly, the door shut and locked them in. Ah, said Rick. Well, maybe we should start looking for the candy, said Jack. So they split up. Bob went upstairs, James went to the basement, Jack went to the kitchen, and Rick went to the living room. But there was no luck. So they all went to a living room, and a man walked in. This man will be played by legendary actor Christopher Plummer. Said Rick. Have fun with the ghosts, vampires, skeletons, and fairy princesses, said the man. I don't know why he sounds like Patrick Stewart, as he left the house and locked them in. Boo, said a ghost from behind Rick. So they ran away and ran into 2 skeletons. So then they ran to the kitchen and ran into a vampire. So they ran to the basement and ran into a fairy princess. But they had nowhere else to go. So they ran to the front door and burst out the window and ran home. Happy Halloween, said the monsters. The end. So yeah, not a good story, because it kind of just ends. I still have the rubric for it. I got 3+ when our teachers did that grading system for some reason, even though percentage was a way better way of doing it. She says, scary story, David, you are a great writer. I wish your story was longer because I wanted to continue reading it. Well, it would have been longer if the friggin' thing didn't keep deleting my story and I had to keep starting over. Nah, it's fine. Anyway, typical YouTube things, leave a comment, subscribe, whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna force you to do it. But anyway, peace out, Home Slice.